this chicken-based conversation, folks. We're live everywhere, and I'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be like chicken stock conversation?
Hey.
So you're gonna say, Paula, about chickens?
Well, I was gonna say something about the name Penelope. When I was like a teenager, I found a my mind is blanking on the word for this, a mannequin at an antique store, and I bought her because why not? And I named her Penelope, and she was the kind that came like apart at the waist, so you could take the top half off. And when I started going to community college, and then when I started going to university, I would put Penelope in the front seat with me when I would drive. And
take advantage of the carpool lane.
I didn't ever do that, but it was more so like so that I wouldn't look like I was driving alone, basically, like for safety reasons. But the amount of people that would like pass me and then like
slow down,
do like a double take, like what is that person real? Because she had hair and everything, like, and I dressed her up and I would put like sunglasses on her and stuff. But that was my Penelope, so I like that name too.
Penelope is such a solid name. It's so good.
It is. It's a good name.
Weird.
It is. Yes, it is. But I like it.
Who's Penelope?
Penelope. Also, I feel like Buff Orpington's, Mike, because you were talking about the breed. They're like the classic chicken. You know, like when you think of a chicken, they're like that goldish type, really plump, nice, pretty, feathery type of chicken. They're just like a classic. I love that name. You know?
Buff Orpington.
Classic chicken.
Classic chicken.
I'm gonna make a barbarian.
I'm gonna Google it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
I think it is a good name for a D&D character.
Yeah, Buff Orpington. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It sounds. Yeah. Sounds great. I'm a big fan.
That's Mr. Orpington.
For our next campaign, we should all have characters named after chicken breeds.
I mean, we already had Bard Rock we were talking about earlier. That one writes itself.
Bard Rock is exactly, that's the name of our next Bard character, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Silky then.
All aspiring GMs out there, this is why you can't trust players. It's these moments.
You walk away for 2 seconds.
Campaign.
And suddenly it's a Bard with chicken name campaign. Right?
All Bard campaign.
All Bard campaign.
Traveling band. We're bandmates.
Trying to wake up, the sleeping god. We have to cock-a-doodle-doo to wake up the ancient resting. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
I have so much hatred for this plan. I can't tell you.
Just think of like a barbarian, like a tough bard, like called Buff Orpington.
A barbarian. Yeah.
Barbarian. Oh, it's so good. It writes itself. I mean,
it does 100%. I like the narrative.
I'm gonna go back and do my breathing exercises my therapist taught me.
Were you triggered by the chicken bard party?
Yeah.
Chicken bard party.
More like cock-a-doodle don't.
Oh my god.
That was bad.
But
yeah, are y'all excited for today? I'm really excited.
Heck yeah.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Always.
Has anyone told our legion of 2 viewers what we're doing right now?
No.
Hey, folks. Welcome to the preamble time for Heroes Die Show, where we sit around and bullshit with each other and say nonsense stuff until nonsense stuff and important hot takes about TV shows. And is the leader Colonel Sanders? Stop it. I'm being betrayed by chat also. Great. And yeah, we're going to start in just a few minutes. And for now, we're just going to keep going.
Talk about chickens.
Yeah.
That's Corporal Sanders.
Tell you what, folks, I've been enjoying this awesome book. So You Want to Be a Game Master. Tell you what, It's really, really good. Although it's a little thick. I was
going to say that's a solid book.
Yeah.
How many pages are in that bad boy?
500 plus, 500-ish. Yeah.
So what does it include? Like, give us a synopsis?
Yeah, so it's pretty comprehensive. So it's a guy who writes a really good blog, The Alexandrian, so alexandrian.net if you haven't seen it. And it starts out really, really pretty simply, right? Like it does a little bit of, why be a GM, right? Like what you get out of it and why the author argues that it's kind of the easiest job at the table, right? And then it goes on to really dive into dungeons. Like the first almost 200 pages is all dungeons. They talk about running mysteries, raids and heists, urban adventures, exploring, and then he's got all this like extra credit section. But it's been really, really neat so far. I'll tell you the guy's advice so it's Justin Alexander is the guy that does it. And he has great advice online. He's got good YouTube videos and stuff, but the book has been really invaluable for me. Just the first thing he says is like, when you're doing things, your default answer to things that your players try and do should be yes, right? And then only go to no or any of that if you can't default to yes for some reason. That mindset I thought was really powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that it's so good, especially because the default D&D's DM rules are more just like, here are the mechanics that face the DM, but doesn't really give you a lot of advice on the actual job of DMing. Like that's very much sink or swim, figure it out. And this provides a lot of these tips and tricks and these sort of things that just the DM's guide doesn't touch on, and is missing, in my opinion.
Yeah, hard agree. Right. That's it's a very solid point. And it is missing, right? So finding a good way to present it, and like the way he starts, and like the good way to start jamming if you're trying to do it is start with a dungeon, right? Because dungeons are contained, they make sense. You can prepare everything in advance and go through it, right? And that's what he does in this thing. He's like, hey, here's a little dungeon. Try running something like this or this, and here's how you make your own version of it. Here's how you get more complicated, and here are all these mechanics that you can throw in that are fun and interesting, right? And it was really good. Like just on dungeon mapping, like I've spent so much time struggling making my own dungeon maps, and the guy makes a point as he's doing is like, okay, take your ideas, get them into like kind of blocks, and then put them on like a little flowchart map, and then worry about rooms later, right? But just have that like flow map for yourself, and it made creating dungeon maps way easier for me already. So.
Yeah, I think it's great advice to start with something self-contained. I was terrified to DM, and I finally just went for it, and I like had everything in this tiny little island because it's going to be a high seas campaign, and that helped so much to be able to limit, like, there's 4 NPCs that you can interact with, and this is it. And then we expanded from there, and that was so helpful to be able to like be in a controlled setting. Just stop my nerves for, more than 10 seconds at a time. DMing is scary, Jason. I don't know how you do. You inspired me. I was like, I can do this.
Yeah, if Jason can do it, I can do it.
No, that's not what I meant.
Okay, well, with that, shall we begin episode 32 of Best Left Buried? Y'all are in?
Called
Ready?
What's it
All
called?
Right. This episode is called I've already forgotten.
The Belly of the Beast.
There we go. The Belly of the Beast. Thank you.
That's ominous.
Yeah. Well, who knows? It could mean anything.
Your friendly beast.
Friendly beast.
The belly of the beast is full already, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's had his breakfast.
There's couches in there.
Yep. Perfect. Much like that guy who rode inside the whale's tummy, we're ready to begin our journey. And so let's get started. Hey, folks, I'm Jason. I am the game master for Heroes Die Show. So it's my job to create kind of the scenarios and, quandaries that all our awesome players have to deal with. And I'm joined by said aforementioned players who are going to introduce themselves now.
Hello, I'm one of those players. My name is Paula, and I play Kit in the Best Left Buried series. And I'm here to tell you about our social media and encourage you to please go follow us on all the various platforms. It would really help us out, and you can stay up to date on everything that we're doing, catch some of our funny little clips and DM tips, all that good stuff. You can find us at Heroes Die Show on pretty much everything, Twitter/X or whatever it is, TikTok, Instagram, all those things. And how else would you keep up with what we're doing, Taya?
Best place. Well, I'm Taya. First of all, I play Elspeth Pike in our Best Left Buried campaign. And I think one of the best places to come and hang out and keep in touch with what's going on in Heroes Die is our Discord page. So we love it when we're going to drop a link in a moment. We love it when you come hang out with us to chat about really anything, of course. But in particular, I absolutely love when we hear about your stories, your adventures, as a DM or a player. It's great just as a sense of community, and something just as fun as playing D&D is hearing about your game. So we'd love to have you. Another thing is keeping up to date with what happens with our characters between the scenes, things that don't necessarily show up in the actual episodes themselves, but are important to know because sometimes we reference them. So keep up to date with all of those things. And how else can we keep up to date with what's going on in Heroes Die?
Yeah, so there's some really cool ideas for your game floating around on our Discord. I'm definitely stealing an idea that was recently posted. But if you want to see other cool stuff that we make, you can check out our Patreon. And hello, I'm Josh, and I'll be playing Zagrin. And I want to tell you about our Patreon. We have a lot of cool stuff that we make, things that you can play at your table. So if you like this kind of stuff you see here on our game and that kind of stuff at your table, go to patreon.com/Heroes Die Show. And if you like physical stuff, there's a discount code that you can bring to ...
Big Cartel. My name is Mike. I'll be playing Soleus, the Drow Shadow Elf. Ew. Come down to Big Cartel if you want to actually get some physical merch like cups. We got a wizard hat. We got shirts. I mean, I got a cup somewhere. It's in one of these boxes behind me. Trust me, it's awesome. And use promo codes. Support your favorite D&D group. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like that?
Rated by the cast as the best D&D live play show on the internet. So just putting that out there. 5 out of 5 cast members agree. Exactly. Okay. With that, folks, we're going to send you away to a little intro video, and we'll be back in just a minute. See you in a sec.
Ah, old friend, you're here again. So glad you could stop by. Come, sit a while and let's begin the tale of Heroes Die. In distant lands are stories made with villains most despised. A tale of magic, strength, and blade, of camaraderie and lies. It's one I know quite well, you see. Perhaps you'll find out why. The legends and the histories remember. Heroes die.
And
I know that.
We're back. Enough yelling, folks. We have work to do. Heroes to kill. You know how it goes. Oops.
Wait a minute.
Easy, safe adventure. Let's go. So, when last we left our heroes, y'all were where were you? You were visiting the Thieves Guild, if I remember correctly. Down in the underground, a little bit beneath the city of Icehaven. And we're going to put a little recap in the chat for anyone that's interested in what's going on. And you were talking to the head of the Thieves Guild, Nikolai, about things that he wanted. And he'd been suggesting that y'all go check out this complex underneath where the Cerberus Assembly is staying in town. Does that sound right with everybody? There's been a couple things y'all have just gone through. You went to a fancy party at the Black Sands Manor, right? And at this fancy party, a bunch of things happened, including some politics. We heard that Lady Rigel Valandris really cares about keeping the harbor open, right? And she also cares about an expedition that seems to be being run out of Eiselcross. And now your party has two options for how to get to where you are all going, which is Eiselcross. You can continue on your current planned journey to get up to the independent outpost of Syrianla, something like that, up on Eiselcross, or you can go. Major Cullen has offered to send you to the Imperial outpost of Balin Post, and I think y'all are weighing some options. At the same time, you've had a companion with you back since you all met at the Amber Crossroads, and that companion was badly injured and is in some kind of coma after a attack by assassins on Major Cullen, the second attack in one night. And it seems Calamity put herself in harm's way to protect Major Cullen. Does that all sound right to everybody?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay.
So there was a dawn, right? So the party was happening at night. Something happened. The sun came up.
The sun has come up, yes.
Okay. That means I have a roll to make.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. And with that, let's go ahead and regroup. So for you all as players, you can kind of tell me where we are in time. You can be at the Thieves Guild. You could have moved on somewhere else. And of course, the folks at the Thieves Guild were happy to send the smelly dwarf, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. Ash, there we go.
He smells like ash. So I remember that.
I love that. Yes, he does. He does smell like he could use some new teeth, and just generally have lived a better life. Anyway, they're willing to send Ash to get you to this underground complex beneath where the Cerberus Assembly is. And so I'll turn it over to you all.
So
just not everyone at once.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
I completely forgot that we were going to haggle a little off scenes, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
Because I completely forgot. So are we going to haggle, or are we going to pretend that the haggling already happened, and then we're going to continue on from there?
Yeah. What were you going to haggle about? Sorry, I forgot.
The payment for this job, because he offered 5,000 gold pieces, and I was like, assassinating somebody, that's worth way more. And I put forth 10,000, and then he offered magic items, and my last offer was 5,000 gold pieces and one magic item of my choosing.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to do that off screen because I don't know what he's gonna say. And
all right.
Think about it.
So we definitely came to an agreement.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just
here we
go back to that whenever.
Man, I can't believe he gave us 50,000 gold pieces.
What a great deal.
And a bandolier of health potions, right?
Oh yeah, we do actually have that.
Okay.
For our mission down.
6 health potions were on there.
Yes.
I have them written down in the party item.
You're so efficient. Thank you.
All right. So what do we know? So Ash is going to be taking us down there. That smelly guy is going to be. He's really going to be our escort.
Yeah, he waves at you from over at the door, like you in particular. He's like,
I think someone likes you.
Well, everybody likes me, so that's not really out of the ordinary, but
I did give him a couple of mints, so.
How big were the mints?
Might improve his odors a bit.
I think that it's just carrying the scent further. It seems that the odor is kind of a little spicier now, and I can smell it from over here. Interesting, to say the least.
She's gonna lower her voice. It's less that it smells good and more just like rot mixed with a little mint. It doesn't do much for the whole. But whatever. I'm sure he's fine with his scouting abilities.
So are we doing this now?
Well, if there's something in there that can help Calamity, I do think time is of the essence, and there's certainly been no love lost between us and the Assembly, that at least we don't have a moral quandary this time before we delve into danger.
I agree. I think we should work as quickly as possible. Don't know how much longer she might have.
Nothing brings a group together like hatred for the Cerberus Assembly.
No, and there's a lot of that.
All right, I think I'm ready. Does anybody else need to prepare anything?
No,
Well, let's go.
I'm ready.
Okay. You make your way over to Ash, and he prepares to escort you through. Let me just re-find Ash real quick. Okay. All right. So, need everyone stay quiet and watch out. Don't wander off as we go. I ain't looking for anybody that gets lost. We clear?
Crystal.
Yeah, so at this point, I'd just like to clarify, I look like a rotund little Scottish guy. Whenever I'm dealing with the Thieves Guild, I'm going to revert back to that character.
How is he so light on his feet?
Exactly. I take big strides.
Damn it. All right. Okay. So he leads you through the tunnels of the underground. So you find a mix of things, right? There's clearly tunnels that were dug out by folks fairly recently. There's some natural tunnels, like you find places where you're in the natural part of the cave system. And then finally you get into that old style tunnel that you'll remember from when you first entered the underground. It is clearly of like the age of the tunnels are clearly very old, right? Like it's an older form of stonework. They're a little bit larger and a little bit more elaborate than what you're used to. And finally, Ash takes you to a stairway that leads down. And he goes, I seen him coming in and out through here. Something down there. We haven't gone in. That's where they are.
You've seen the Cerberus Assembly going in and out of there, right?
Yeah, that little one. That little halfling.
And just to
Your
be clear,
friend.
It's my best friend, my frenemy.
just to be clear, we're going in to find a like an anti-magic something to help Calamity out, right?
So, from my understanding, we're going into this place because there is possibly something down here. They have a lot of possibly magical items that could help Calamity. Like, we need something that can dispel or shake up a large amount of magic, and nobody really had that. So, we're going to go steal something from the Cerberus Assembly that can help
that's all I need
Calamity.
to know.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
we don't know
Was
what,
it a stealing or a talking mission?
We're stealing.
That's
We're going
stealing.
in covertly, looking for some powerful magics, and we're going to take it.
All right. Okay, good.
You also had another reason for coming here.
Is this where we kill the guy? Is this where the guy that can read minds is? Or is he in Balin Post? He's in
That's
Balin
Balin
Post.
Post.
That's what I thought. Okay, let's see. We had another reason for coming here.
Now you don't need to struggle. I can just tell you. Major Cullen had asked you to get some evidence that the Cerberus Assembly was doing something shady, so that he could arrest the High Mage. That's what he's been looking for, right? Something to get this. Like, he thinks that the Cerberus Assembly here in Icehaven is acting against the crown actively, and he wants to rein them in. He wants to get them well under the imperial thumb, and so he needs some evidence of wrongdoing to arrest their leadership and reassert his control over them.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we're on our own from here, I suppose, huh?
So what I'm going to need is a default marching order from your group.
I'll be middle.
I'll be first.
I'll go second.
I'll go last.
Okay. Beyond that, are we using lights by default, or are we moving in the darkness by default?
Darkness.
Now that we don't have Calamity with us, everybody has dark vision again.
Yeah.
So.
Rid of that dead weight.
So much easier.
Right. That's what I'd like to hear.
Can I cast? Wait a second. I think I have this pass without a trace. Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're going to cast Pass Without Trace?
Yes.
All right. So Kit casts Pass Without Trace, and you start going down this staircase. These older stairs are still in pretty good condition. One thing that you pick up on pretty quickly, Essie, is that there is writing and like drawings on the wall, right? They're not drawings, sorry. It's like inscriptions on the wall, very similar to what you remember from Talea's house.
I need to take out. I take out a piece of parchment and some charcoal, and I start taking a rubbing. I'm gonna take a couple seconds. I'll catch up if you want to keep going.
What are you doing?
I can't leave this.
What is it?
It's ancient. It's like what was in Chilea's house.
I'm going to you see Soleus's eye just goes. I'm going to cast Detect Magic. Is there? And I look at the writing. There's no magic yet.
Nope.
All right, we'll wait for you.
All right. I just as quickly and efficiently as possible take a couple rubbings and like make a couple notations in like a notebook.
Yeah, great.
The back way.
Right, you come down to everything's kind of old, right, and looks fairly out of date. And you get down to a wooden door with banded iron on it that is clearly fairly new, right? Set up and set against the wall.
Kit.
Or set up, and blocking your way forward. You know what I'm saying? It's been installed into a much older door frame.
Yeah, and there's no magic on it that I can tell. Kit, would you like to check for traps?
Of course. First, I'm gonna listen. Do I hear anything on the other side?
Yeah, roll me a perception.
Okay. That's a 9.
There's a faint trickle of running water, but that's all you get.
And I will check for traps.
All right, roll me an investigation with disadvantage, please.
Can I give her Elspeth Pike's guarantee of excellence?
Sure you can.
Disadvantage, still good. And is that a D4? Okay. So what is that number? A 1. Okay. That's 13 plus 8. That's plus 1, so 22.
Yeah, there's no trap, and moreover, this lock is well within your skill level. You can pick it with ease.
All right.
Even in full darkness.
I will do so then.
All right, so you open the lock, and as the last bolt falls in place, there's a slight click, and the door is yours to go through.
Okay. All right. I will slowly open it, look through.
As you open
Before
it,
going
you
through.
look through. There's a large hall in front of you. So you can see this door opens up into like a big hall. It's probably 30 feet wide and maybe 60 feet long. At the very end of the room, there's a pool of water with a little fountain pouring water into it, right, which is where that trickle comes from. From what you can see, the room is actually fairly well lit. Right, there are these 4 large pillars in the room, and then there's more pillars at the very end of it as well. They're ornate pillars, and yeah, they're very ornate pillars, and they have lights on them. On top of that, there is this probably 15 to 20 foot tall creature standing in the center of the room. Its shoulders are hunched forward. It's facing away from you, towards the water. Its shoulders are hunched forward. It's wearing very little in the way of clothing, like a very basic loincloth, and you can see its dark gray skin. Its dark gray skin seems to be mottled with like flecks of stone as it stands there.
I'm gonna just close the door back and back up.
What's going on in there?
There's a big beastie. It's a creature, a large creature.
How
What does it look
large?
like?
Why don't you take a look? And I'll just crack the door open. We're all just like,
Yeah,
our heads are
Like
like,
heads,
we're
yeah.
stacked. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. If you can.
Take an inspiration, actually. That's the sort of silliness that I like right there.
So, in terms of detect magic, do I see anything radiating from this well, from the pillars? I'm looking
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, there's definitely magic on the well. There's magic on the pillars. This creature itself radiates transmutation magic. Transmutation magic for sure. Yeah, that's what's obvious.
Do I
right?
have an inkling of what this creature might be?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm good at those.
Well, in fact, no. I'm sorry. Don't roll it yet. You haven't until you get a good look at it. You're not going to be able to get a sense of it.
Okay, I'm gonna
sneak
roll.
in. I'm gonna sneak in the room.
Okay.
Does it look like we can go around it and give it a wide berth?
It's pretty big. So it's standing there. There are 4 pillars that kind of box out the center of the room, and it's standing at the center of those 4 pillars. So at most, there's like a couple feet of room on either side of it that you could pass by, like maybe 7 feet, not 10. Right. As you get into the room a little bit more, there are alcoves. There's 4 alcoves on either side. 4 alcoves on either side. The thing is about dead center in the room as you go, and it's possible to sneak by it, maybe, right? Like you could physically get through, but it's lit, and the thing would have to be blinded in some way not to see you.
We can all become invisible, can't we? Or no?
yes, we can.
Yes.
There is heavy amounts of magic radiating from that creature. The well, the pillars. Something is not what it seems here.
What about? Is there any way we could take it down quietly? Because I'd really like to study whatever is magical in that room, but I don't have to. If it's going to be dangerous.
If it's quiet, you need... Yes. We can do it quietly.
Oh, and Essie, the pillars have scenes inscribed on them.
I would really feel like her fingers are itching towards her bag. I'd really love to take a look at all this and, without having to sneak around.
Well, Maybe we can talk to it.
I don't think that's gonna fly. So are we sneaking or fighting?
Is there any way to incapacitate this creature without hurting it or killing it?
Killing it? Yes. Hurting it? No.
Like a bonk on the head, maybe?
Yes.
If we all
Leave it to me.
If we all sneak up on it and do like a, I don't know, all at once.
Thing,
Do you have a mallet in your bag?
the creature breathes in deeply. You can see it raise its head a little bit and start smelling. As it does so, there's this massive sneeze as it folds forward, almost fully in half, and then it begins rising up and shifting its body around. What do y'all want to do?
It's allergic to Swedes.
Everything's allergic to tweed. That's not just this creature. I'm allergic to tweed.
Oh no.
He's about how far away, Jason?
20, 25 feet from you, from the door.
All right.
Sneak or fight? I guess we should vote on it. So who votes for sneaking?
Y'all have very limited time here.
I think we should fight it. I
think we need
we
to
should
fight.
we got to take it out.
That's all I needed to hear. And
What about, we gotta keep this quiet.
Roll me a stealth, everybody.
Ah!
we have an
Okay,
advantage.
we have pass without a trace. Oh yeah, baby. Rolled a natural 20.
17.
Pass without trace gives 10.
Oh,
34
so 20
total for Essie.
27.
15.
That's 21 plus, so 31.
Okay, great.
Plus 10, right?
So everybody roll me some advantage. Y'all are getting the jump on this thing.
Advantage?
Or initiative, whatever. Roll me some initiative. You knew what I meant.
Okay. I'm running right at it. 22.
Okay.
Also got a 22.
Nice.
23.
I'm 23 as well, but I'm assuming you have higher. I'm assuming you have
Holy moly.
higher decks.
Yeah.
I have a plus
yes,
4.
Yes, plus 5.
Kit, go ahead.
Oh my god. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh,
You're doing
The
something.
blessing
This
and
creature
the curse.
started to turn, but it hasn't noticed any of you. You can see now that it's begun turning that it's got this large club in its hands. This large club in one hand that it's dragging as it turns. You can see it's one large eye in the center of its face, beginning to observe around. This thing is rough looking.
Okay.
It's got one large eye. It's got a kind of like a bit of a snout, like closer to what you'd see on like a bear for like the nose, and it's got very, very sharp teeth. And otherwise, there's no hair on this thing anywhere that you can see.
is there any way that I could it's tall and I'm small, but is there any way I could somehow acrobat my way using like a feature in the cave around me? Are there like stalactites or something where I can like run up and jump? I want to try and run up and jump and like stab this thing in the eye.
Absolutely. Right.
Okay.
So do a little parkour ninjistics thing where you jump off one of the pillars and jab at it. 100%. Roll me an acrobatics check. Get over 20, and I'll give you advantage on the attack.
That is a 22.
There you go.
All right. So attack roll 21 to hit,
That hits.
and I get sneak attack. Correcto.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh my gosh. It's a lot of dice here. Uh-huh. Ah. Okay. That is 5, 6, 7, 11 plus plus 5, so 16.
16. Okay, great. That hits. Essie, by the way, you're in the pipe. Anything else from you? So you jump up, right? You stab the thing badly, like cutting across its face, giving a slash mark right by the eye. But it's still there and still standing.
Okay.
You notice as your blade cuts across the skin that skin is thick and tough, right? Like you've cut it, but it's not a deep cut.
Oh, bummer. Okay. Can I I want to stab it again.
Okay.
Oh, wow. That's a natural 20. Okay. That's great.
Do you want us just to go, or
Don't worry, I packed sandwiches for us.
But not really great for damage. I mean, I rolled a 3. So it's just doubling the dice. Is that how we do it?
You roll the dice twice.
Roll it twice.
Yeah. You roll double the die you normally would.
Okay, so that's 7.
7 total damage.
Yes.
Okay. Great. Great. So you cut it across the face, you land, you give it a stab in the calf, and you can slide if you want, you can slide under it and get behind it.
That would be great. Can I also use my extra bonus action to disengage?
Sure.
Okay. And I'm behind it. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to move back out of the way.
Correct.
Great. Okay. Essie.
Question for you, and if it's a no, that's completely okay. Considering we knew we were going into a fight, could I have gotten my force or my Eldritch Cannon ready as an action before we initiated the attack, or is that an absolute?
Yeah, we didn't
no?
really talk about it at all before, and we're kind of jumping in, but I guess it's not unreasonable. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It lasts
thank you
a while,
very much
right?
for that. For an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I could have
So you
done
did
it
it
as
5
an
minutes
action
ago.
quick. Yeah. Okay. So then, as my action, happy ending is just like the runes as I don't even think she's in the room fully. It's just like her musket is held up against the doorway and she's going to take a shot. But instead of a shot, it's the runes line up or light up, excuse me. And I'm going to cast a firebolt at it. Natural 19 plus 8. So 27 to hit. I'm assuming that hits.
That hits. Yep.
And that is going to be an extra D8 since I'm using it through my little thingamabobber there. So that's 18 points of fire damage for my action. And then I use my force ballista. So again, almost like simultaneously, that's going to charge up. And I'm going to do another shot at it through my force ballista, which is a natural 15 plus 8. So
it hits.
23 total.
Get the sense this thing's about AC 15.
Okay. Ooh, that's crappy damage. That's okay. So that's 7 points of force damage, and it's shoved 5 feet back from that attack.
Okay. It goes stumbling back. It's now between the 2 pillars. So Kit, when you dashed off, you went and ducked behind one of the pillars to get some space. The thing is now shoved like right over there beside you. It's still, however, facing away. So Essie, as you shoot it, that firebolt hits it in the chest, right? Leaving a burn mark. This is clearly hurting the thing, but that skin is thick and you can see bits of stone flaking off it as it moves. You see bits of stone flaking off it as it moves. With that, Soleus.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Soleus is just going to run full tilt, run right up to it.
I thought you meant run away, and I was going to feel like
he's going to go. Bye. He's going to run up to it. Tumble in the air, bring the staff of striking right down on top of his head.
Absolutely. Then Zagrin, you're up next, and then everyone be ready to repeat this because y'all rolled great on initiative and surprised it. So this is going to be a bad start for this guy's life.
Okay. I kind of rolled and I don't know what it's given me. Okay, never mind. I'm going to go over here.
The curse of not having physical dice.
I hate it.
This is why you're not allowed to move anymore. This is it.
Okay. 27.
That hits, yeah. AC 15, everybody.
Does a 46 hit? That's going to be the next hit for Soleus.
And D6. Sorry, I gotta do this the crazy way. My apologies, guys.
I like
so
this
much-
music.
The music is great.
And I can hear music now, so that's amazing.
Yeah. Made some major improvements to the quality of our setup here.
Thank you.
So the first strike is 11 points of damage,
Okay.
and I'm going to spend a key point to give to stunning strike the guy.
Okay, great.
And so he's got to give me a con save of DC 15.
Okay. He doesn't seem stunned.
Okay, here comes another strike. As I land, I'm going to hit him in the kneecap.
Nice.
And that is a 14. 14 misses.
14 misses. So you
I cursed you,
whack
I'm
him solidly,
sorry.
but like it just doesn't manage to like make an impact on thing. You hit one of those hard rock spots on its skin, and it just you can feel the staff reverberate, shaking in your hands as you hit him.
Oh my god, this guy's solid. Okay, well then I'm going to spend a key point and punch him twice in the softest spot I can reach.
Okay.
14 miss and a 27.
Yeah, that hits.
And the 27 is going to be another con save.
Okay.
And that's 11 bludgeoning for the punch.
He still seems okay. He still seems okay. Y'all are taking him down. Like you've clearly done some damage to this thing, and it's starting to impact him. But you can tell, like, you don't think this thing's bloodied yet.
Okay, and then
This
for
guy's
my,
tough.
I got like 33 extra feet of movement. I'm gonna go run behind one of the pillars.
All right, and he can't make opportunity attacks against you, right? Because you're mobile.
He cannot.
You're just too fast.
Just too fast. Paf, paf. Yeah, I'm out.
Okay, great. Okay.
Is it me?
Yeah, no, sorry, it's Zagrin. Go ahead, Zagrin.
Oh,
Zagrin whips Liramnor in the direction of the thing, and a beam shoots out for Eldritch Blast. Ooh. 26 hits for 11 force damage. Second beam, 19 hits for another 15 force damage. And Zagrin is like running up almost behind that second beam, closing the distance. And Liramnor is going to strike down with my bonus action attacking. 26 hits for another 8 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Yikes, that was a big round.
Yeah, another 8 bludgeoning damage. Jesus. Okay. So you've blasted it with spells, you've hit it with stabs and staves and other interesting things. And the thing's finally started to realize what's going on as y'all move around it. And you've still got the jump on it. So Kit, go ahead and lead the way here.
am I like it's next to me now?
It's next to you now. So yeah, it's right there. It's right there by you. Yep.
Okay, I want to use steady aim, and that's a bonus action to give myself advantage on the attack. And
So you're throwing your dagger at this thing.
correct, yes. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I had that. Yes, so that hits. That's 26 to hit. And my dice tower just fell apart.
Great, perfect.
Not the dice tower.
Okay, so that's 3, 6, 7 plus. Oh no, what's my plus? Is it plus 6? Plus. Yes, so 13 damage. And then I want to stab it. Or no, not stab it, because I'm not in melee, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll I can't move because of that. So can I just I'm next to a pillar, so can I hide behind the pillar, or is that not an option? Since I just attacked it.
Sure. Yeah, you can move and hide. Sure. Absolutely.
Well, I can't move as long as like I don't have any movement speed.
Then no.
Okay. So I guess that's what?
I was just gonna say you're just like standing there, but yet you fade out of existence.
Yeah. Not yet. I can do that. I'll be able to do that kind of soon. But yeah. Okay. I guess that's it. That's all I can do since I can't move.
Okay. Great.
I'm a one-trick pony.
Essie, you're up.
I'm gonna shoot it. The first one is gonna be a firebolt, which is gonna be way over 15 to hit. Let's see. Damage. Ooh, that's good damage.
Not being quiet anymore.
That's 15 points of fire damage for the initial, and then my Eldritch Cannon is going to fire immediately after for a dirty 20 to hit. And again, as that I'm just constantly assaulting it. Holy cannoli! That's almost max damage. 15 points of force damage as it's again shoved 5 feet back.
How loud is that cannon?
It's not. I mean, I don't think it says that it's super loud. It's just force damage. So my thing was that it was always like, bzzz, but then it doesn't say that it's like shatter or anything where like a massive sound comes out.
Not thunderstep or something.
Correct.
Where it's like, and it rings out for 300
Yeah,
feet.
nothing like that. It just it's force
something so
damage
loud that it specifies.
Yeah, exactly. So I would imagine it's like any other magical attack. And that is it. I am like a very courageous person. I'm just ducking back behind the door frame.
Okay. And how much damage did you do? I'm sorry.
It was 20 points of fire damage and 15 points of force damage, and then it's pushed 5 feet back from me.
Dang.
The thing looks bloodied, so 35 extra damage. Jeez, I need to be better at math.
When I actually am like in DPS mode, I'm there.
All right. This thing is starting to look rough. Saleus. The creature roars out as it stumbles backwards again, waving its club around and whacking it against one of the stone pillars, causing shards of stone to fall around.
Okay, anything happening when he does that? Does anything glow or shimmer or affect?
One of the lights that's floating by the pillars shimmers out as it gets whacked.
Okay, that's fine. All right, as he's hollering there, I'm going to basically come around one of the pillars and strike him again.
Okay.
I'm gonna whip him in the face with a stick.
Great.
I'm gonna need
19.
you to have a whippet hat because I feel like that would be,
It would be perfect. That's for 11 points.
Okay. That hit. Yeah, well, I assume it hits.
Yes.
Great.
Okay. And he's fine? Or he's looking okay?
Yeah, I know he's looking rough. Like he's looking really rough, but he's not dead yet.
Okay.
Like this thing, you can see one of his legs is a little bit loose. He's got this dark black blood streaming down his chest from the multiple wounds that he's taken. You can see that in the center of his chest, right around his sternum, there is there's this black crystal growth. This black crystal growth coming out. It was surrounded by rock, and chunks of it have blasted away to the point that it's whatever, right? To the point that it's visible.
Yeah, I'm going right for that black crystal growth.
Yeah.
Like a pool cue.
It sounds like a good band name. Black
Black
Crystal Growth. Yeah.
Okay.
We are all really bards at heart, you know?
Exactly.
Fine, I'll do it. I accept.
Okay, and I'm also going to use... let me see if I hit him first. Oh, yeah. That's 30. To hit.
Yes, that hits.
I'm going to use 3 charges out of my staff.
Okay.
So that's 3 extra d6, a d8, and a d6. Sorry, d8 plus 8. Plus 8. Here we go. 17, 17. 24 points of damage.
Yeah.
To the Black Crystal Mound.
Okay, great.
How's he looking?
Right, bad. He's looking really bad. Like he's still alive, but he stumbles again under your hit. You can see that his breathing is labored, or its breathing is labored. No, in fact, the loincloth moves a bit. This is a he. No two ways about it. His breathing is labored. He's got this dark black blood coming down. There's spots of it on the floor, and the creature, like you can see the creature's eye, like this big massive eye, is beginning to glow. Glow with like a purplish light.
So Slace is gonna say, "You keep exposing your weak spots," and I use a key point and I strike him 2 more times in the junk.
I don't know if I would trash talk it before we know what its capabilities are.
Well, 18.
I'm not sure y'all are gonna learn. Yeah. Go ahead.
18 to hit, 10 points of bludgeoning damage to the soft tissue area.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you get it good.
14, so I miss. Ooh. And then...
That's why you don't trash talk.
Yeah, 10 points is still all right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So it's an extra 10 points. And then I split. I go back behind one of the pillars.
Okay, you duck out of the way. Absolutely. Zagrin.
All right, still in melee range. I will swing at it with Lirimnor. First one is 21 to hit for 7 bludgeoning damage. And my second attack, winding up again, hitting with a 24 for another 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Do you want to describe the way you kill this thing?
After it's struck by Soleus, it kind of like keels over, almost like when we first saw it, that doubled over, and just like 2 bashes to the head, and then it just forward flops over.
Nice.
Yeah, it just falls down dead. Yeah, it falls down dead.
Wasn't so dangerous after all.
Well struck, my lord.
Can I listen, like, muskets up through the doorway? Can I listen to see if there's any, like, other footfalls or anything else that's coming for us in the immediate area?
Yeah, so now that you're able to get in the room a little bit, right? You're able to get in the room a little bit. There's 2 exits that you can see. So first off, there's that pool of water at the very end of the room. There are those 4 alcoves. Each has a little altar in it. and some writing behind it. Have room for an altar. One of the altars looks like it's been destroyed, and there's just crumpled stones left. The two exits that you can see beyond the one you came in, there's a door to the left and right from the way you came in, right, heading south and north in the dungeon where you are. As you listen, roll me a perception check. There are heavy doors at either of those exits, but you can listen through them.
It was 18 total for I gave myself the Elspeth Pike Guarantee of Excellence.
Okay.
As I do.
Okay, great. You don't hear anything. Or which door do you listen at? The north door or the south door? I should ask that.
I'm going to go north door.
You don't hear anything.
All right. Can I get a sense of what this... So it was black blood that was bleeding from it. Can I just do a really quick, I want to look at the creature and try to obtain, at least a little vial of its blood or something quick.
Yeah, as you go over and examine the thing a little bit, right? It's fallen forward on its chest after Zagrin blasted its head quite open. And you can see, actually now that you're looking at it, the thing, this massive form, is slowly shrinking.
I think we need to look at whatever that black crystal
The
was.
crystal? Yeah, can I try to, I think that's a great idea, Kit. Can I try to harvest it or rip it out?
So it's on its chest, so you're going to have to flip it over. So at
I
first
need someone stronger than me.
It's
I'm not
really
strong,
heavy,
but I'll
but you
help.
do notice it is steadily shrinking in size. And its skin is also changing as
Selena, get over here. Skin is
it
changing.
shrinks. So it goes from this gray, black, with little flecks of stone, and the stone starts kind of falling off. The stone starts falling off and chipping off as it seems to shrink
It's
down.
did we just kill the Hulk?
You find
Slayer?
Bruce Banner underneath.
Oh no!
Yeah. I'm not as strong as I look, but I'll try.
He's got to be stronger than me. And Kit, maybe? I don't know.
All of our efforts combined.
Yeah, I think we all help with our negative
group.
strength modifiers.
As a group, after about 5 minutes, it's a small enough size that you could flip it over.
All right. We flip
If
it.
we have negative strength modifiers, does that
Across the
mean
board.
that
Yeah.
we?
Y'all are weak.
Pushing
right,
from
well, you don't have to-
opposite directions and canceling each other out until it shrinks small enough that it kind of
Why
just
is this so
falls
hard?
over.
It's actually impossible for us to do.
All right, once we
So
flip it over,
it-
I'm going to try to get the crystal in the chest.
Yeah, so it shrinks down to the size and to the look of a human man.
Oh no!
And you can see embedded in the man's chest is this fairly large, that long crystal shard. It's gone right through through his sternum. It's gone right through his sternum. And Soleus, your detect magic is still on. This thing is humming with transmutation magic. There's also definitely an underlayer of necromantic magic on it as well.
So this guy was probably dead before, reanimated, and then made into a monster. Does this count as evidence that Major Cullen could use?
I mean, it's got to count for something. Obviously, Cerberus Assembly is running some sort of nasty experiments. Did the black blood look like the vial of Ichor that... Okay.
Well, it
nothing like
didn't
that.
look super dissimilar. It looks like the vial of Ichor is more viscous than blood. This is about the same viscosity as blood, right? And that's how thick the liquid is. Well, don't use that word. So, yeah, the relative thickness of the liquid is thinner than the vials of Ichor.
Different black viscous liquid.
Is this something that could be useful, for Calamity's issue, or no?
I don't... Well, I
Roll me
need
an
a
Arcana check.
moment. Yep. Also, Pike guarantee excellence. Okay. That's good. What for that? 28 total.
It certainly could provide a lot of energy for a magical ritual.
Like, okay, I want to grab it. I'm gonna put like gloves on, so I'm not touching it directly, and I'm just gonna be like, I performed one surgery. I guess I'll perform another. I'm gonna try to like cut it out of his chest or
Yeah,
get it out.
you can pry it and rip it out of his chest. There's little bits of flesh still clinging to it, but you got it off.
Mossy horse.
Slice will go and investigate this fountain while Essie's performing her surgery.
Yeah, you can see.
I'll help.
You can see in the water. You can see the water's very dark, right, and reflective. You can see ripples from the water, continuing to run into it. As you touch it, it's very cool to the touch. Cold, in fact. Looks like the pool where you're looking. If you put your hand in, it's about a foot deep. And otherwise, it's just a fountain. It's at about floor level, like it's about 6 inches off floor level, and it's held in. See here.
Interesting.
Kit, you begin to feel strange on the inside, right? Like something is happening. Your eye's starting to get hot, right? Your left eye. You have the option, as this is happening, something is happening in your mind, and you can embrace this like you tried to do out in the wilderness, or you can fight against it. But something is trying to seize control of your vision to some degree.
How badly does it hurt?
You feel dizzy. It feels like a pretty acute headache coming on, right? And you can feel heat all behind your eye as it warms up and seems to be straining. You start to see shadows of figures in the room, right? And the lighting is different, and there are things going on.
I'll just kind of take a step back, and whatever is happening, I will try to just not fight it. I'll just let it happen.
Okay, great.
It's gonna be either really good or really bad.
YOLO.
Yeah. So you feel you kind of fall in, and anyone that's watching Kit, you see her stance change. Like her normal stance shifts. She stands up much straighter, puts her hands on her hips, and starts looking around. Kit, you can see in the room. Probably a dozen folks. They're wearing these robes, like these fairly fine robes, and they all look very similar. A number of them have weapons out. Some look like they're casting spells, and they're all facing in this room now, fully intact and well lit. They're all facing towards the door, and you can see a number of them look nervous. Some of the younger ones are actively shaking a little bit, and others are standing there, and they're in formation, ready to receive an attack. And as you realize this, you can hear a thumping pound against the door. Folks that are watching, you can see Kit stand there, look around, turn, and face the doorway. You can see Kit turn and face the doorway. Kit, as you do so, as you face the doorway, you can see cracks appear in it until the door bursts down. In this case, a very solid wood door, not dissimilar to the one that you're seeing here. You see a door burst down, and a number of figures begin rushing into the room. It looks like a crowd of maybe, I don't know, at first just 5 or 6, right? And then soon 10, 20 more orcs are rushing in here. Some heavily armored, some lightly armored, and there is a battle going on in this room. With that, your vision fades as you're watching this battle. Your vision fades, and you find yourself now on your hands and knees in the room. This terrible pain in your eye, and you've thrown up a little bit.
I'll just. I'll look around. Did anyone else see that?
I don't see what. Just blood dripping down her hands from getting the crystal. What are you talking about?
I just saw a battle. Orcs coming in the door. People in here fighting.
What?
It was Chalea. She's communicating with you. You are seeing her visions. Or at least the visions of this place.
Was that the past? Is that the future?
What did the room look like?
Did it look different? Like, quite a bit different, or?
It looked like it was much newer and brighter.
I think it was the past. The figures, did I recognize? What did they look like? Were they human? Like,
they were mixed, humans and elves, almost entirely. And it was a brutal fight. And by the time your vision ended, it looked like it was turning against the defenders. Right, like they'd opened up with a wave on the folks attacking, and the attackers kept coming.
Did you hear anybody speak? Were they speaking common, or were they speaking another language?
No audio.
No audio. I didn't hear anything. It was a fight. It was brutal. And the people fighting the orcs in here, they were losing. I don't know what it means, though.
Well, I think we can determine that it means that in a couple thousand years, somebody's going to stumble in here and see this poor sad sack getting his life handed to him. And I kind of gesture towards the person that Essie is elbow deep into.
I just don't know why I would see that. What's the purpose?
Well, there's a lot that can be said about learning from history. Was she trying to warn you about what might be coming?
Maybe we should just leave if we have what we need.
Do we know if we have what we need?
Do I know if this could potentially help me with us with the calamity situation?
It's, like I said, it's a very strong source of magical energy, right? And you think that given the right circumstances, you could release it in a controlled fashion, right? And what you do know about calamity is some sort of strong magical effect will be required to offset whatever's in there, right? Like what we think is there's a bit of the blade stuck in her, right? Yeah. And it's holding her in this state. And you believe it needs to be stunned or stopped so that it can be removed.
All right, well, there's a possibility that this could work. I'd have to study it, and things would have to go right. So it might not hurt to have a backup plan. Continue exploring a little bit. Sorry, Zagrin.
No, I think that you're right. Considering we just took out the doorman, our presence will be discovered here soon enough. I think that we should, while we have the element of surprise, make sure we've exhausted any opportunities to heal Calamity.
Yeah. Can I wash off the blood from my hands in the fountain?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Might not be a good idea. Does anything happen?
No, it's just cold water.
Celeste, did you say the fountain was magical?
There is auras around it. Something I can't see specifics. Let me check the rest of the room.
Yeah.
And I go around and look at the walls and stuff. And I'll activate my eye one more time. Yeah.
Yeah. Couple things, right? There are threads of magic in the flooring, right? In the flooring, the lights, right? Like the lights are not. At first, you thought they were regular torches. Now that you look, they're just fires burning in sconces, not burning anything in particular, right? Like these are magical effects in here. There is something divine in the magic around the three remaining altars, and in each one there is a word written in that old language, Essie, tell Curry.
Okay, so many things that I
Miss
want to do in
Pike,
this
you're
room.
going to want to see this.
Yes. All right. I'm coming. She's just going to put the crystal in her bag and just run over to him.
Okay, at this point, y'all have spent 10 minutes in here.
All right.
I'd like
And
one
I'm
of you
gonna
to roll
spin.
me a d8, please.
Okay. You want
Who's
me to
gonna
do
do
it?
Sure,
Go for
ahead,
it.
Mike.
I'll do it. Or rather, roll 20 will do it. 3.
Okay. Sorry, Essie, what were you doing?
I want to take rubbing or at least rubbings or at least copy down the words on each of the altars. Celeste, you're saying these are magical.
Can I while she's doing that, so there's 2 other doors, is that correct?
Yes.
Aside from the one that we came in. Can I post Murdo at one and I be at the other, just like listening
Yeah,
at
absolutely.
the door? Okay.
Absolutely.
Essie, do you speak the language that you're copying down?
Not currently, but I've been trying to work it out.
So you're not certain that this doesn't just say Blorg was here?
Listen, Zygrin. Any person with any amount of intelligence would be able to know that whatever's on these altars isn't just saying that Blorgo was here, right? If it's got magical energies, this is important. These altars are important in some way. I don't know if that crumbled one means that the magic is lessened, but if I can figure out this language, if I can study it enough to figure it out, I think it'd be really beneficial to us. And I need all of the samples I can get if I'm going to attempt to learn this language.
Your mom actually wrote a book talking about this particular language.
Also, my mama would kill me if she knew that I was in this place with a Talcurry language and I didn't take samples of it. Next time I go to meet my family for family dinner, I might as well just be executed.
Well, I've learned my lesson about saying ill of your family while you're taking rubbings, so I suppose this is where I say take your time.
I'll try to be quick about it. Can I actually cast Identify? I'm gonna grab onto one of the altars, and I'm gonna cast Identify.
Ritually or just with the spell normally?
Time is of the essence, so I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay. You cast Identify on it. Like this is some sort of a thought, right? You think what this thing does is it channels energy from the altar to somewhere. So not like you'd find you'd find an altar in like a traditional church to one of the divine beings, right? But instead something much more constructed, actually, that very deliberately is there to channel energy somewhere else.
These altars take something to somewhere else. Is there a basin that I could put a liquid in? Can I? Nothing?
Now in each of the altars, there's a sculpture, there's a sculpture with the wording inscribed on the altar, right? And the wording is what you took an etching of.
And all of the altars have a different word on them.
And a different sculpture.
Can I search through the ruins of the fourth one and see if I can, if any of the wording is intact or the sculpture is part of it? Can I, dig through?
Sure, but it's going to take you some time.
Does anyone want to help me out here? As I'm, digging
Certainly,
into
I'll
it.
try to help as I can.
All right.
Okay, y'all are going
I'll take
on
some time
30
and
minutes in this room.
Oof.
Listen,
oof.
Essie is gonna stay here as long as people let her, so I'm all in. But if somebody would like to argue to leave,
I don't hear anything at the doors.
You haven't heard anything yet, no?
I'm getting a little nervous, Essie. I don't know if this is a good idea. I feel like there's powerful magics here. If they don't know that we're here already, they will very soon. And any more time we spend, it might give them the advantage.
can we come back this way?
We can try. Certainly.
One last thing, then I'll scoop up a little water from the magical fountain and cork it, put it in my bag.
Yeah. Great. You scoop up a little water, and which way are we going, north or south?
Should we roll a d4?
Yeah, further in.
1 to 2 south.
There's nothing to indicate. There's nothing particularly to indicate one way or the other. What's there?
Hmm.
North.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So you open the door to the north, correct? And we're sticking with the marching order from before. Soleus in the lead.
Yeah.
Do we still have Pass Without a Trace, right? Has it been less than an hour?
It's been less than an hour.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Soleus the Elspeth Pike Guarantee of Excellence.
Zagrin, make me
Are you sure this is gonna
perception
work?
check, please.
What kind of check?
Perception, please.
Perception. 10.
Okay. So Soleus, you open the door into a hallway.
Great.
And as the door opens, you can see this 20-foot section of hall. 20-foot section of hall, maybe 30, and at the end is another one of those little altars. And it looks like openings to the left and right. There are some alcoves off to the right. There's some alcoves off to the right as you walk through that just have little. As you get over towards the altar, you see again another inscription there, and there's stairs that go down to both the left and the right. Off to the right side, you see an ancient wrought iron gate in the door frame, and you can see a little light down to the right.
That's down to the right side, wrought iron gate. Light.
The left
side,
it
can we
goes
see?
down. It goes down, and you can see the hallway disappear from view.
Okay, and the statue at the end of the hall, it mimics the other stuff in the main hall.
Roll me an
That we saw?
investigation check.
I will do just that. 2.
Okay. Yeah, it mimics the others.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Miss Pike.
Yeah. But she's just looking at the etchings that she has. She probably bumped into somebody. Sorry. Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, Slice is just pointing at more etchings.
Got it. Another parchment comes out. Does this one look similar, or is the wording structure the same? Where I think that it might match up, like one of those altars matches up to here.
Yeah. So the wording looks different, and the thing looks different. The statue looks different. Right? They've all been unique. They've all been unique.
I stand corrected, Essie. I think this one is Blorgo.
I think that you're just I don't know if I even need to hear your input on this conversation right now.
Are those numbers?
You're not helping.
They say 8675309.
You know, that was in. I feel like the person who figured that out was somebody named Jesse.
Jenny? Wasn't it?
Oh, maybe it was Jenny.
All fired.
You're right.
Yes,
you're right. I
Janae-
think it was Jenny.
Janae's text on
Janae.
numerology is one of the most well-studied. It's basic arithmetic when you get down to it.
Yeah, that was like second grade for me. All right, so none of the words match up. Do I get a sense if this might be like a numerical or if it might be like letters versus
Just
numbers?
haven't spent enough time.
Oh, I haven't spent enough time. Why didn't I listen to my mother more?
We've got to go, Essie. I've got a bad
know.
feeling about this place.
Kit, bear with me for a second. I think whatever mystery these have might be our key to solving this.
Is it worth losing our
question.
lives?
Quick question. As we came through, did we close the door or
Oh, God.
leave it open from the last area?
Zagrin was taking up the rear, and I don't think he would have closed the door.
Yeah.
Put like a little
You can
rock
hear
in there to
You can hear in
the
comment.
signal.
What the hell?
Yeah,
Can we
someone killed your
flatten out?
Cyclops.
Can we flatten out against the wall and just like hide in the shadows? Don't move.
Well, so there's a bunch of places to hide. There's a little altar, and you could potentially get behind it. There's the stairways on either side here, where you could go down in a direction. But you hear
Can't you all just be invisible?
you hear some talking from that room, and you can see some. I guess you saw light coming out of it before. Speaking of which, these hallways are not lit in any way, shape, or form. The light that you can see is down
Nice.
to that area to the right, or was the right now, depending on where you're at.
Quickly go invisible, and I want to know if the path that we're walking on, does it show like footprints? If we
No.
Okay.
Clean stone, actually.
Okay.
Conspicuously
gravel.
clean
Got it.
stone.
That's good.
I think once Kit starts going invisible, I think that energy would just swirl around Essie too, and she would just whoosh, vanish.
Do you
Okay.
have to cast it? Like, do you have to do the verbal components to...
Yeah, so it's not quiet.
You can't whisper those?
Sorcerers
boo.
can, but
Boo.
with subtle magic. But everyone else, I'm thinking it's better if we just try to hide, because rather than just announce, "Hey, there's invisible people here."
That's fair. Very fair. I didn't realize that it would be loud. So we all have Pass Without a Trace still.
Okay,
So,
we can just
let's
rely on
hide.
that.
I say we go down the steps to the left.
Okay.
Left?
Left is where there was not a light, correct?
All right. If you're going invisible, though.
No,
We
we're
have-
not. We're not going invisible.
All right.
Guess not. We're gonna rely on
loud.
Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go right down to the left. Just
Okay, so you dart down to the left. There's a fairly long hallway here, right? Or east. No, west. Yeah, that's it. West. The westerly direction. You go down to the west. There's a fairly long hallway here, probably 40 feet long, and another solid door at the end. This is just a straight hall, one door. It is dark, like really, really dark in here, fairly thin. There's a narrowing. There's a narrowing where there was a spot where there was meant to be a door that you could potentially hide behind a little bit, although not two of you behind either side. And yeah, the hallway straight to this other room.
Kit, you're going to need to check that door.
I'll check it.
Okay,
I got your 6.
and without light again,
So disadvantage.
please.
Still very good. Sorry, that's a 22.
Okay. You can tell this one isn't even locked, and you can't see any source of a trap on it.
All right, I'll just whisper very quietly. It's good. Let's go.
And you also know that it is not obviously lit on the other side. You can see no light coming in from underneath the door.
Yeah, I open
However-
it slowly and I
With that said, you do see some light now at the backside of that hallway.
I open up, give a quick little peek around.
You
Splacer
open.
beasts.
You open and you are in a massive chamber with a large dome ceiling. You're in a very large chamber with a large dome ceiling. You're at the northeast corner of this room where you've come in. There's a very big chamber here. You can see 2 doors that head out on the western side of the room. Right, 2 additional doors. You came in on the eastern side. There are 2 doors on the western side. There is a balcony overlooking this room. In the center, you see another one of those large stone cyclops figures, just standing there in the dark.
Well, we know what to do.
Wait! On top of that, on the floor, drawn in something. Actually, it's hard to see, but yeah, actually, you're not going to be able to see it in this light. Never mind. I mean, there's nothing to worry about at all. Nothing to worry about at all. Very high ceilings. There's a balcony. Oh, and you can see a group of 10 skeletons standing against one wall, just like entirely still and not moving.
I'm sure
Just
they're
waiting.
totally inert. Like they're
Just
not a
normal
threat.
skeletons.
Dead.
Yeah. Do we risk what's coming after us, or do we fight another one of these?
Is there anywhere to
cyclopses?
hide?
You could go in the room. It's a pretty big open room, so not a lot of spots that you can see.
I think we need to sneak around the side. Stay away from it as much as possible.
Could just like go in and like flatten against the wall, right? Like on either side of the door, basically. So if someone comes in, we would get the jump on them. But if they don't, we're still like hidden from the Cyclops, most likely, hopefully.
I vote. I think if we stop and fight this thing and make a bunch of noise with all those skeletons, we're gonna be like fighting the whole place. And
We could just wait until those other people pass, potentially.
yeah, we could. Sure.
There is some talking going from back down the hallway. Somebody who's very perceptive. If you make a roll, I'll see if you can hear anything.
Go for it, Silius.
You're very perceptive, Slayus.
Even before I do the Elspeth Pike Guarantee of Excellence, super loud. Just kidding. I'm not doing that.
10.
Okay. Yeah, there's talking, but it's too faint to hear. And you can see the
People
light
talking.
flickering a little bit back that way.
So they pass.
No, you don't know that yet, right? There's just light
okay.
flickering back there.
No, I say we hide in the Cyclops room. Straight up.
Hide in the Cyclops room. Great. So we're
Yeah.
all going into the Cyclops room. Great.
Tucked against the wall. Like we're not. I don't think we're going into like. It's,
No, we're just tucked against the wall, right next, like on either side of the door.
Yeah, there's not a ton of room, but go ahead. It's the biggest room that you've seen so far, right? And it's probably 35 feet across, maybe 40, right? And it's a square room, so about a 40 by 40 room, so like a large hall. Everybody, give me a stealth check, please.
with pass without a trace. Correct.
18.
30 total.
30 as well.
34.
Okay. Okay. As you move in, nothing has noticed you immediately, although you can see that brute once again.
Did everyone bathe today? Oh man. Smelling the tweed.
I did my math wrong. I actually got 40.
Nice. Oh, like he just turned around and we can't even see. You're just gone. Like, where'd you go?
And all you did was this.
Yeah.
Just like, what the hell?
You have become one with the wall.
The walls are
tweed
tweed
pattern.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out. In an
There's a
unfortunate
tweed colored
coincidence.
stain on the wall. And
I imagine you being like PETA and just like drawing yourself, but you're just like a brick wall.
All right, the creature begins to sniff around, and as you're standing there, you can see up on that balcony, like a faint shimmer as something begins to move. And we're gonna take a break right there, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes, folks. Thanks so much for hanging out. We're all gonna take a bit, and we'll be back in 5-10 minutes. So let's see, that will be at 2:37 Central Time. We'll be back here. Thanks for hanging out, folks, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay.
yeah.
chapter of your life.
Yeah, hey folks, welcome back. I promise no players will be killed in the making of this film, but that's all I can do.
What?
I know, lowering the stakes. Hey, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out. Really great for the folks that just joined us during the break. Thank you so much for coming. You are watching Heroes Die Show. This is episode 32, where we go into the belly of the beast. Our heroes are in the process of raiding a dungeon down beneath the Cerberus Assembly headquarters in Icehaven, looking for something that their ally, Major Cullen, can use against the Cerberus Assembly to kind of get them under control. And at the same time, they're trying to find something they could use to help their friend and ally, Calamity, who is on death's door and needs something to get her back to a healthy place. We have found our way into the dungeon. We found some interesting texts that reference some things that folks have seen in previous episodes, and we've had Kit having some visions, due to the ghost of a seer that seems to be living inside her. We've found that our heroes are. Someone has come into the dungeon behind our heroes and found evidence of their passing, and they're currently hiding in a large central chamber, and that's where we find ourselves. Does that match with what everybody thinks?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, basically.
Large central chamber, best place to hide.
Mhm.
Perfect. Yeah, and
Every
we're
time.
hiding up against the wall.
Note, we have already killed one Cyclops.
Very true. And we
Very-
took his dark crystal.
Crystal Mound?
No.
Shard?
That's how it was described to me,
I
man.
think it was a shard. It said crystal growth or shard.
Crystal Growth.
Dark
Caramel
crystal.
cream filling.
Dark Crystal Growth, because it was a good band name. I remember now. It was Dark Crystal Growth.
Yes.
Dark Crystal Growth.
Right. Before we go too far, I want to say some thank yous that I should have said at the beginning. So first off, I want to thank everybody who's out there watching. It's a lot of fun to make this show. Like, we play D&D because we enjoy playing D&D. But it's really cool to have folks join us in this. And so thank you so much for coming. I also want to thank the people that make this show actually happen. So all of you cast play every week. It's friggin' awesome, and I'm so grateful for all of you taking the time on a regular basis to play this with me. So thanks there. I want to say thanks to the folks over at Tabletop Audio who are making the music that hopefully you hear right now. And please, somebody be cool in the chat and let me know if you're not hearing it quite yet. I want to say thanks just to the broader community making all the cool stuff that we get to use. Like, I'm on the back end, I'm using a map by the folks over at Dice and Logos who make really cool maps that you get to use. And speaking of which, if you're ever looking for a map really quickly to get going, go to diceandlogos.com. It's awesome. And I think that's all. There's probably more, but we're just gonna jump right back in. Sound good?
Do we say thank you to Jason for being an awesome DM? And thanks everyone who's watching right now.
That's true. Yeah. All right. We resume. You guys are hiding up against the wall, right? Either side of the door. This large stone Cyclops figure has now turned a little bit towards you. You can see is actively sniffing the air. You saw up on that balcony some light shimmering as something is moving in the darkness up there. Something that is giving off a light of its own. What do we want to do? And of course there is some light coming from the hallway behind you as whoever has been following you in seems to be continuing down.
I guess the plan is just to wait for these
Be
people who are
quiet.
following us to get into the room.
If we can, because we're stealthy. I rolled a 40. So
here.
We're all stealthy as F right now.
yeah,
so-
we are. So I think we use that to our advantage if we can and stay hidden as long as possible.
Yeah, we're just holding it.
Yeah.
Can I try to like focus my attention on the movement up in the balcony and see if I can make anything out about what that, like, is it a humanoid? Is it a skeleton? Is it a something else?
Absolutely. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
I'm gonna use both my lucky dice for this. One was a natural 20. The other one's not great. 11.
Hard to see, but
I know.
something is moving up there. Something is moving up there. The figure is sniffing more. And takes a tentative step over towards you all. You can see out of its mouth, like its jaw hangs open, and a big globule of drool starts falling out the side of its mouth and dribbling down its bare chest. Once again,
Just
his bare chest.
Pressed against the wall, like trying not to cringe.
Of the four of us, who is it headed towards the most? Who stinks is what I'm asking.
I bathe regularly. Come on.
All four of you are actually very close together, right? And just heads up, smelling clean can actually be more noticeable for an animal that's smelling profuse.
Did you use that
and-
perfumed
soap and
essence?
perfume. Yeah, soap and
I would
perfume
never.
don't fit in a lot of places.
That lavender soap at the
I had
the
a date.
major's house.
What am I supposed to do? Go on a date smelling bad?
Mhm.
I'm going to just
Oh, you
like.
know what you should do? You know what you should do? When the guys come in the room, you should use your alchemy jug and hose them down with like vinegar
With mayonnaise.
or
Yeah,
mayonnaise.
so I was actually gonna reach into very quietly, like my gaze is towards this creature as I'm put my hand in my bag of holding, and I think of the vials of wyvern blood that I have, and I'm going to just like palm them and take them out, and I'm going to be ready for if it really if I can tell that it's really like scenting us, I want to
It's
try
really scenting you. For sure. It's scenting you, and it's starting to come over, and it's looking.
Is it
it's actually
stinky?
taken.
Oh,
It's taken a
no.
couple of steps, and it is moving towards the door.
Can I? Oh, but it's gonna be loud. It's gonna shatter.
Can you cast silence?
I can.
Does
What, do you
casting
want to-
silence make a sound though?
It does.
And that's
yeah.
not gonna help with the scent. Oh,
Are the people that are coming down the
hall?
hall, are they close enough to be within earshot?
You want to
if
look
the-
back down the hall?
Well, the door's closed, right? Between us and
okay.
them, right? I
If
would
you close it.
imagine. Like we
Sure.
came through, we closed the door.
Okay.
Can I? Okay, I
So then
I
you
now
don't know where they are.
I now understand what the plan is. So you're gonna silence what I'm gonna throw. Okay. I'm
If
gonna
you
say.
cast the silence spell, it's going to be loud, and you're going to enter into initiative. Just as a heads up. Totally cool.
Can I?
All for it.
What I'm thinking of, right, is I want to like either uncork and splash blood away from us, or throw the vials so that they'll like shatter and blood will. But I'm thinking I don't want to be loud.
Just give it to me. Just give it to me.
I hand it over.
Are y'all talking?
No, I go like this.
I'm gonna just like mimic like uncorking it and.
Yeah, and Celeste takes it, and I'm gonna shadow step 30 feet away, and then pitch the wyvern blood.
If you could
Up
hold on
onto
to
the
the
balcony.
vials and just like put it down, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it up on the balcony.
Okay. So you shadow step across the room, and you fling
Silent.
the wyvern blood. I won't even make you roll a stealth because you've got too many advantages at this point. You fling it up on the balcony. So we're gonna see if we're gonna throw this thing off your scent or not. As the glass breaks, the thing's crawling towards you all, starting now to get down on all fours and moving your way. And you hear a tinkle as the glass breaks. Right? Yeah, there we go.
Someone tinkled?
It's a skeleton.
That'll get it off our scent. That's a great idea.
Well, yeah, it's perfect.
So Leia's shadow
Good
step
thinking.
somewhere and just pee in a corner and then shadow step away.
You just hear
Rocks
it.
fall and you all die. So, no.
I couldn't help it.
It's okay. No, it's not okay.
I thought this
Other
was
ways
this
to
is what I
torment
was
you.
conveying with my hand signals. This is what the plan was.
Everybody's peeing. Yeah.
Be in the pond.
And so the glass shatters, and you can see the creature's head turn, and it begins wandering back that way. You have a moment. So on the far wall, between the two doors, there is this group of 10 skeletons just kind of standing there in a little formation, very actually neatly ordered, 5 and 5, just standing there, not moving at all. All of them have swords, and some of them have bows.
How many of them?
There's 10.
I'm gonna get low and start kind of running over that way, but I want to look for any like traps or triggers that might like trigger these guys to wake up or something.
Okay. Roll me a perception at disadvantage as you go across. And roll me a stealth check.
I think I'm following. I mean, we're staying close.
So I rolled a natural 20 on my stealth, which
Nice.
would be
Yeah, fine.
40,
I get it.
41.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a 4
3-1.
perception. Yeah. 4 perception plus 4, so 8 total perception.
Okay, great. Well, smooth sailing as you go. You can see the skeletons are standing rigidly still. They look old. They look decrepit. Many of them are missing bones, but they still seem held together. In fact, places where bones are missing, you can see a slight shimmering field, as if some kind of magical energy is literally holding these things together. You make it to the far side of the room. The skeletons are standing there against the wall, looking this way, and you're off to their left. Okay? You're off to their left. But they're just all standing there, entirely ready. That stone creature has moved back towards the balcony. Now is basically as far in the room as it can be from you. I need a stealth for Zagrin, Essie, and Slayus, as y'all followed Kit across the room. You're now closest towards the door. I'm sorry, one more. You're closest towards the door on the west side of the room, and of the two doors on the west side of the room, it is the more northerly one.
I didn't follow Essie across the room.
Oh, okay. So for the rest of you then.
25 total for stealth.
14.
Great.
Oh
with-
no!
even with
Path is up.
Path
Path
of
is
Trace.
I
up.
got a 4
Oh,
plus
Oh, my
As you're
gosh.
as you're moving
Roll a
across the
2.
room, Zagrin, you just kick a little shard of debris on the floor, and it goes skittering across. And that pack of 10 skeletons just standing there, rigidly. You see every single one turn
Oh, that's creepy.
towards you all. Turn towards you all. I'm gonna need some initiative, folks.
Oh,
And now this music is no longer appropriate.
Oh my gosh. Ah!
I also got punished by my initiative roll because I got a 3 with my nat
oh
1.
my
Oh
god.
no!
Oh, no.
Oh gosh. I rolled a 24.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice,
23.
nice, nice.
I don't like going first. I don't know what to do.
Stop rolling so good. Stop
I
being so
know.
Chris.
Okay.
It's unfortunate to go first. You never know.
Yeah.
Did Kit happen to attune to that little machine she has?
No,
I
I
didn't.
didn't.
That is.
Okay.
I didn't.
All right.
Bummer, dude. That would have been good.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Doesn't
I
matter.
got you, Mike. I got you.
Good.
That thing.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, come on, Jason.
I feel like
You
an
know, you know.
Egg
Check
on
out
my
our
face.
custom items on our Patreon, including the Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-doo-ba-doo.
Great.
How would you not sell any inventions? Name them the Super Duper Duper Doo.
Hey, listen, if I put a question mark on a box, that would fly off the shelves.
I feel like that is the way to sell items. So just saying.
Great. And
I still know what I'm doing.
Free marketing advice, people. With that, the skeletons are alerted to your presence. Well, they're alerted to Zagrin's presence.
Not
Essie and Kit,
mine.
y'all are still undetected, as is Seleus.
Okay.
Now, we have everyone's initiative. Essie rolled a 15. Okay. Kit, you're up. You've got a moment. None of these skeletons know where you are. However, they are close to you. The door right there is closed, but you don't know if it's locked or not. It does look much sturdier than the other doors. Where the other doors were these wood doors, this one is a much older, solid stone door.
I'm gonna go for the check in the door, because if we can just all get through here, maybe we can. It's a sturdy door. Maybe we can just close the door behind us. So I'm gonna check the door to see if it's open or unlocked.
You're just gonna try and open it?
Yeah, I'll just try and open it.
Okay. So you go and try and open it, but it is locked.
Okay. So for me, would that count as like my?
No, it's not. That's just
okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I will use my action then to try and unlock the door.
Okay.
Oh, amazing. Like, that's a
You're rolling
30.
with disadvantage because you're doing it in the dark, though.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
That would have been a 30, but okay, that's still very good. That's 18.
All right, yeah, you open it.
Okay.
So the door clicks.
Okay, I open the door and I look back and hope that everyone sees me. And I beckon people to come, but I'm not going to go through the door. I will
Okay,
stay.
you're just gonna stand there.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Am I hidden still? Like, am I?
You're doing
Like-
some stuff, so the door opened. So something's good. People could notice that the door opened. It all depends how smart those skeletons are.
Okay. Can I like kind of try to hide behind the door? Or does it open
Absolutely.
inside? Okay.
Opens out towards the room that you're in.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Up next we have Seleus and Essie. You're in the pipe.
How far is Zagrin to where Kit is?
He's 5-10 feet behind her. Not far.
Okay. And I guess I'm relatively close as well.
I think you shadow step back to where you were. Did you just? Yeah. Okay. So you're on the
Yeah,
other
just
side of the room.
Yeah, okay. Where the skeletons are.
No, you're on the side that you came in, I believe. You didn't want to
Okay.
follow them across the room, so you're back where you started.
Well, I shadow stepped toward the balcony so I could give that hook shot.
Oh, so you just stayed over there.
Yeah. I didn't
Okay.
move yet.
So you're fairly close. So you're by the balcony. The creature is moving towards you. That large stone cyclops is moving towards you.
right?
And you've got that pack of skeletons to your left, as well as Zagrin and Kid Nessie.
All right. I'm going to. Yeah, I'm just gonna take 2 swipes at skeletons.
All right, so you're gonna go into the pack of skeletons.
I'm just gonna, as I'm going by to the door, just go crack and then back, and just take 2 of them out.
Okay, great. Give me some attack rolls.
Get out of here, Zagrin. Okay, here we go. Go bang, go bang, go bang. Plus 11. 22.
Hits.
And my second roll to hit is 30.
Yeah, nice. Roll me some damage.
Okay. 10 on the first skeleton, which is
Okay.
doubled. 15 on the next one, which is doubled.
Yeah. So you actually take 4 skeletons out as you go cleaving through. So your first one, your staff sweeps across and blasts 2 apart. The second one, right, same thing. You spin it overhead and smash 2 more. There are 6 of these skeletons remaining.
Yeah, without even
Anything else
slowing
here?
down, I just keep running.
Are you gonna run through
I'm
the door?
like, not before Zagran's through it.
Okay, so you're just gonna wait there by the skeletons, kind
Oh, I
of
got him.
keeping them from getting at Zagran.
That's it.
Okay, so you'll be in between them, no problem. Essie,
Yeah.
you're up.
Yes, I'm just gonna. There's this moment. She's like, "God, I hope this works," and she's gonna like chamber around into her musket, and she's gonna actually turn back towards like where she's sighting through the door, and this like wave of energy is gonna go out, and what happens is this like swirling portal appears on that side, and then she's gonna reverse it, and she's gonna go, "Don't fight it, Zagran!" And I'm gonna cast Vortex Warp as again, this energy comes out of the musket, and it emerges like right by Zagran and pulls him in, so he disappears, and then he's teleported to the other portal door with Vortex Warp.
Okay.
As long as he's not fighting this
So where's the other end of it?
down the hallway, I'm gonna
Down the hall into this other.
I can do it as far as I can see. So I'm gonna give him like he's not as fast as some of the rest of us. So I'm gonna give him as much distance as possible.
Okay, so you can get him. There's a stairwell down, so you can get him. You can get him to the top of the stairs down, about 15 feet down this hall.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. As my action and my bonus action, my Force Ballista revs up, and I'm just gonna take a shot at. How far is the big creature away from me, the Cyclops?
30-ish feet.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shot at him.
Okay,
That's a 21 to hit,
that hits.
and he takes 12 points of force damage, and he's pushed 5 feet back. And then I'm
Okay.
gonna run through the door. And can I like? Does 15 feet of movement get me through the door?
Yes, absolutely.
So could I drag like Kit back with me and reduce my movement, like through the door?
Yeah,
Like, we gotta get out of here, and I just
You
like
could
start
pull,
dragging
you
her
could pull
back.
her up to where Zagran is. So you get everybody through the door and over to where Zagran's at.
All right.
Careful of the tweeds. Don't tear it.
All
I don't
right,
think that's important right now. And that is the end of my turn.
all right, Saleus. 6 skeletons. 6 skeletons move towards you and surround you and begin stabbing at you. Hooray! And finally,
Jason
6
finally
skeletons
gets
begin
to roll some damage.
stabbing at you.
Ooh,
No, I don't. Great.
effing
So
skeletons.
they stand around you. They stand around you, like stabbing at you and clawing at you, but they're unable to land a blow. Yeah.
Grab one of their wrists, throw it away.
At the same time, from that creature, a blast of energy comes flying out of its eye and envelops you and some of the skeletons around you. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please, as whatever happens as this thing hits you begins to take effect.
Oh no.
At the same time, you can
Constitution
see
saving. Oh,
3
no.
of the skeletons around you begin turning to stone.
Do not. That's a nat 20 with +3, so 23.
Yeah, you resist the effect. You resist the effect as this creature bellows out and comes charging towards you. As it does so, it swings down. Its heavy club. What was that? All right.
My hands are shaking right now.
That is a 17 to hit.
Does not.
Oof.
Okay.
I step sideways.
It swings 2 more times, smashing to the ground. As it does so, each club blow just creates you can feel it in your feet. These skeletons are getting blasted apart, right? Like there are none left by the time this thing's done. However, one of the blows lands and connects solidly with you. You take 18 bludgeoning damage as this thing smashes into you.
Oh, you'll pay for that.
No.
Yep. At the same time, you can feel this cold prickle along your skin as goosebumps raise up all around you. You can feel something. And Essie and Kit and Zagrin, you can all see this robed, floating, ethereal figure swoop in behind Saleus. And reaches out to touch him. So that's a 15. I take it that misses. And then you can feel it move right through you, Saleus. And as it does, you take 5 psychic damage.
Get out of my head!
Great. And Zagrin, you're up.
So I was sucked through the vortex portal. And so what do I see from where I'm standing now?
From where you're standing, you can see out in the hallway, you can see Saleus because he's right by the door. The door itself looks to have been damaged by one of those blows from the club. And Saleus is got this massive creature, and it's also got this incorporeal form floating around him.
I'm going to launch an Eldritch Blast at the form.
Okay.
16.
16 hits. Yeah.
Oh. For 15 force damage. How does it react to that first beam?
Yeah, you blast it solidly. It solidly.
Following up with the second one, 19 hits.
That hits.
For another 15 force damage.
Woof. This thing is looking like it was very solid, but you can see shards of mist beginning to waft off it. It's losing its physical form as you smash it.
And I'll move towards 5 feet closer towards the action. But does that put me in melee range?
No. Nope,
No,
you're not
I'll
even
move a little
hallway
bit closer. Yet. Yeah, I'll move a little bit closer, but not into the fray.
Okay, great. Top of the round, folks. It's been an interesting one, right? These skeletons seem to notice Zagrin, and as they did, y'all sprung into action. Kit quickly opening the door and making this pathway out. Essie, acting quickly to drag Zagrin and Kit out of harm's way, and Saleus beginning to lay into these skeletons. Everything was going well until this creature, or these creatures, started to take their turn. It turns out this big being has the ability the stone cyclops has the ability to shoot some sort of eye beam, some sort of petrifying eye beam at you. And at the same time wields a devastating club.
We don't like that. Is it my...
It also, just as a heads up, it shoots the eye beam in like a straight line. And it got the skeletons around Selaeus and Selaeus with that name.
It's a big eye.
Yep. And with
It's a
that,
big eye guy.
with that, we start with Kit.
Okay.
Big eye guy.
Big eye guy and waft off.
Waft off.
Great names.
They
Great
are
names.
really good names. Okay. I'm within dagger throwing
Easy.
distance. Okay.
Yeah.
And is Selaeus within 5 feet of...
Both things.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the waft off guy
Great.
with my dagger. That's like a 26
That hits.
to hit. And I do get my sneak attack, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Excellent news. Wow, that's great. That's what is that? That's 12, 17 plus 6, 23. 23? Is that correct?
Listen, folks, we're role players. We're not mathematicians.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly what Jason said.
Not accepting judgment here.
We
23?
read
Is that
Janae's
right?
numerology
Yeah.
text, okay?
Yeah.
Janae's numerology text, yes. That's required reading. So, all right, that was my first attack.
You can see that the creature is like your dagger sinks deep into it. It cries out this psychic scream that all of you feel, but it is still not alive, but in existence.
Okay.
Your dagger flies back into your hand.
But I don't have another
Cool.
long range attack, so
Do you want to go
You
down
can't
the
do that
stairs?
twice?
no, I can't do that twice.
In fact,
Right. No.
Kit, you feel something down the stairs. You feel something resonating within you, wanting you to go down the stairs.
Well, that sounds like a great idea then.
That's right.
Hey, I think we should go downstairs, guys.
I mean, what more do I need to know? So, does Selaeus look like he's good? Like,
I'm
how
fine.
hurt does he look? He doesn't look super hurt. Okay.
I took a club,
Okay.
but no, he's in the middle and he's kind of got like a little smirk on because he's
You
kind
got
of
hammered?
loving this. I got hammered. Hey.
Oh. How strong is this desire to go down the stairs?
It's not like a compulsion, but you can
Okay.
feel something in you, like resonating with whatever's down there.
I just don't know if it'd be strong enough to keep me from, or to make me leave my friend behind. I'll just look.
Nah, just go.
I'll just look back and then look at Selaeus. I think we need to go downstairs. Anyone else feel that way? And then I will head down the stairs. Sorry, Selaeus.
No, he winks. He'll wink.
Okay.
Like, yeah, go.
All right.
Get him, kid.
You head downstairs, and further on, you can see that you're in a room much like the others. This one, the ceiling isn't as high, but as you look up into it, the ceiling itself disappears, and you see a starry night sky in this room. On top of it, you're on a little kind of raised platform, and there's about 30 feet of like a sunken kind of pool area, but instead of water, you can see dark smoke on the ground, roiling. And at the far end, there's another raised platform, like what you're on, and on the platform you see this rent in reality. This whole room is dimly lit, and there's this rent in reality, and you hear this cacophony of whispers in your mind that you feel coming through this rent.
That seems interesting.
There's something deeply appealing about it to you.
Something deeply appealing about a cacophony of whispers.
Coming from a rent in reality. Yep.
Coming from a rent in reality.
So there's like a sunken,
There's like this sunken area.
1970s living room, like.
Yeah, like a conversation pit, but really big,
Cool.
and somewhat safer than the average conversation pit. Although it is filled with,
It's filled with smoke.
roiling black smoke, almost as if the stuff of shadows were made physical or somewhat physical.
Whoa. Okay, how close can I get to the?
You want to walk down into the smoke?
I mean, does it seem dangerous?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Okay, then I won't. I'll stop at the edge. But I want to look. I want like what is going on. Like I want to kind of.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Murdo to me and have Murdo sit on my shoulder.
Yeah, Murdo disappears from where he was and reappears in a puff of smoke on your shoulder. That same sort of smoke that you see on the ground there. In fact, as Murdo takes form.
What is
and you
that,
can see him
Murdo?
like cock an eye and start looking at that portal.
See, Pit, I can do it too.
So what is that? Do you know? I'm just gonna think that to Murdo.
Yeah. You get a sense from Murdo, like just like an emotional sense of not comfort, certainly not comfort, but of deep familiarity.
Is this some sort of portal to another dimension? And that's all I can do. I'm not gonna do
Okay.
anything else. I'll just stand there looking at this whatever.
Saleus, you're up. You find yourself this creature there starting to swing at you again, right? That charge has just come through its eye, but you can see it starting to build up again in the creature, and again there's this form, this wraith-like form, floating in the air beside you.
And can I see where I'm supposed to go? The door that everyone went in?
So you see the slightly broken door just there beside you. It's now been flung wide open, and you see Zagrin just beyond that door, standing there looking at you.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna whirl around, and I'm gonna take one wild swing at this Cyclops' face. Yeah.
Be Three Stooges.
You don't need two fingers though. It's just
It's
one.
just one. Doinks.
That's the ultimate attack against the Cyclops.
13.
A 13 misses.
Whoosh.
Wild
All
swing
right.
indeed. You hit it,
I'm
but
gonna do
like
it.
the thing is just so its skin is so thick that you just don't even make an impact on it.
All right, I'm gonna take a swing at the wraith form with my
Okay.
other swing. That's a nat 20
That
for
hits.
31.
31 to hit? Yeah.
Oh, 31 to hit. Yeah, I'll put one charge into it.
Okay.
So 15 plus. So that's 20.
20 damage?
Yeah.
All right, do you want to describe the way you kill this thing?
Yeah, the staff goes right through it as if you're as if you're hitting a wet cloth off of a washing line.
Yeah.
And then he's going to look toward the door and look at the Cyclops and be like, and then and shadow step into the door.
So you're going to shadow step through the door. You can go all the way back to the top of the stairs where you see Essie. So you can go behind Zagrin, or you can go... That's basically it. You can go behind Zagrin in front of Essie.
Close the door, Celeste!
Yeah, you're going to go to the door and then slam it closed.
Okay,
Just on the other side of the door.
Yeah, so the door now has been flung all the way open and has been hit with one of those club swings. So
it looks completely damaged?
It looks damaged for sure. It's not entirely off its hinges, but it's not entirely on either. So wrestling it closed is going to be really difficult.
All right, then just forget it. No, I won't even bother.
Use those big muscles we've all got.
No, he's got 0 muscles. I'm going to teleport far into the tunnel.
Again, so you can't go that far because the stairs are right there, but you can go between Zagrin and Essie, and then you can certainly run down because you're plenty fast.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't use any of my movement, so I can move 55 feet right now.
Yeah, so you're able to run down the tunnel past Essie, and get to that room that Kit just saw. So again, you're on this one platform. There's a sunken area and about 30 feet of sunken area where you see this roiling black smoke, and the that rift in reality. For you, however, that rift in reality is not comforting, not compelling. This whole room is cold, and you hear strange, off-putting voices whispering all together.
And Kit's like,
cacophony of whispers.
It's the sound of my people.
The ceiling there is showing a night sky.
So Celeste gets in the room. He's like, Kit? That's about it.
I just don't react.
Yeah.
Very distracted.
Like, this is crazy.
Essie, you're up.
I'm going to be providing suppressive fire as I go back down. So the first one is going to be a fire bolt as these runes light up on my musket. That's a 23 to hit the big guy. That's really good damage. It had 19 points of fire damage, and then immediately the Force Ballista will light up as I just lay into this thing. That's an 18 to hit. These dice are going to roll well for me. Okay. That's 10 points of force damage, and it's knocked back 5 feet. How far down the stairs? Like how long of a distance?
The stairs go down 10 feet.
Okay.
So by the time you're at the bottom of the stairs, you won't be able to see what's happening up there.
Yeah. Again, I'm just gonna like grab the scruff of Zagrin's like coat, and I'm just gonna like start hauling him back and reduce my movement, but just like start dragging him with me. We gotta get out of here. Stop walking back towards it.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check. If you get above 15, you and Zag, just for context of what we're doing here, if you get above 15, you and Zagrin will be out of sight of this creature. And if you get below 15, both of you will be within sight of this creature.
Oh my god. I rolled a 16 minus 1 for 15.
Okay, I did say above 15, but I think we're just going to call it a 15 because I think on the dot we're going to be safe. We're gonna give it to you. I should have been more clear. Yeah.
Stumble down.
Okay, so you pull just out of the way, and you hear this tremendous roar and smashing as something begins pounding at the door frame upstairs. Folks, you'll have a moment. You're not actively in combat right now, and you can roll back through to wherever
what in the whole gate is that?
Kit is just gonna like kind of kneel down, get on all fours, and just like reach her hand out to this roiling smoke.
Soleus is seeing this. He knows this wouldn't be smart for anyone else, but he's kind of like tentatively, kind of approaching from the back, like ready to grab her tweed and pull her back if something happens.
As you kind of get lower, you feel again your eye begin to heat up. There is a vision coming on. Now, so far, every time you've had a vision, you've lost time and you've lost control of yourself briefly. And so the question is, are you going to let this thing come through, or are you going to resist them?
I'm gonna let the vision come through.
Okay. You see this room again. But in a different light. In fact, the room is brightly lit by torches lining the wall. Where you see that rent, instead you see a statue of like this fully obsidian statue of what must be like the best looking elven man you've ever seen. Right? Like this guy is dignified, he's posed, and he's standing there, and inside the room there are a number of people in that lower area standing, those same rows, and up above, not on the dais but on the stairs leading up to it, there is a figure, and he's clearly speaking to the others and reading out, and you can see the others in active worship. For the rest of you, Soleus particularly, you see Kit start to like lose herself a little bit and then stand and start walking down into that smoke.
It doesn't look painful or anything. It's not.
Oh, you're gonna let her? I was just checking if you were gonna let her.
Well, if I see something, I mean, she reached out and touched it, right?
Well, she reached out to do it and then held her hand and then stood up and began walking forward.
Okay, I'm going to activate True Sight. My eye starts bleeding.
You can see you see a bunch of things going on in here, right? One, you can see to the floor, right? You can see to the floor. It's not an illusion. This smoke is really there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there is a normal floor underneath. One interesting thing, it is littered with bones. With bones. Also around Kit, you see Kit firmly as this other person layered on top of her.
As Chalea.
Chalea. No two ways about it.
There's no Kit anymore.
You can see Kit, but she's faint.
Huh. And what about the royal?
That vortex, that's a weird the vortex at the end is a weird vortex to another dimension.
Things are coming out of it, things are going in it. Can I see in it?
Nothing's coming out of it. You can see in it a little bit, but you're gonna have to get closer to really get a good view.
No, I grab Kit and I pull her back.
Okay, you keep her from going into the smoke?
Yeah.
Or whatever. Smoky shadows. Shadow fog?
Yeah, there's bones on the floor.
Shadow fog. We're gonna say shadow fog going forward.
Shadow fog, yeah.
While this is happening, can I do a quick scan of the room to find any other altars or passageways in and out of here?
Yeah, it looks from here, you don't see any other passageways, right? However, where that rift is, there's an altar and there's a bunch of stuff. So it's possible that there's something not obvious on the far side of the room. The whole room, like I said, is dimly lit, night sky above, which, by the way, Essie, you recognize right away as not being the night sky from where you are right now.
Yeah,
so it's showing
that.
It's showing
Somewhere
similar
else.
constellations, but not from the same geographic location.
All right. I clocked that. Can I skirt the roiling mass and go towards the altar? You have to go through the altar.
You have to go through the smoke to get to the altar. the shadow fog.
Stop
First
it.
First try, I failed.
Okay. Can I visualize what? Can I like look through to see what the word is on the altar and if it matches any of the other altars?
Again, you don't see anything from where you are. You're gonna have to get a lot closer. And again, there's that strange rift. There's a strange rift, which also, Essie, you can feel resonating with you as well.
Like it's a good feeling.
It is in fact in here not a good feeling, not a good feeling at all. But you'll remember when you were at Shattengrad, right? When you fell into that tomb and you had that something happen that leaked into you, right? That tainted you, right? Like you feel a very similar feeling here, right? So not again, this is not a good feeling to you, right? It's cold in here. It's cold and you feel like almost like a little like depressed, like your negative feelings about the danger that you're in gets sharper, right? Your negative feelings about all kinds of things get further, right? Like you're frustrated by all the people doing things you can't control, and your curiosity is almost slightly dimmed, but you can feel this place resonating with something.
Yeah, as I'm grabbing... Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. You're up.
As I'm grabbing Kit back, I'm going to address her as Chalea. I'm like, don't you dare hurt her. Why are you taking her?
As you say her name, she looks over at you. She looks over at you like intensely and wildly. And you can see this. We helped you once. You can see this fear on her face. While all this is going on, Josh, what is Zagran up to?
I think Zagran is watching Soleus in particular and how he's interacting with Kit, and just ready to try to help if anything goes down.
And I'm calling her Chalea too.
Yep. You can see fear in her eye, but she's not talking yet. Essie, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just get ideas and then I'm like, with my knowledge of Shattengrad and this darkness, and do I feel like this is a one-way ticket to the other side of this and there's no way to return?
Only an Arcana check.
Elspeth Pike, guarantee of excellence.
That's a good question.
Natural 20 plus a whole lot because I did. This is actually max of what I can do. So it's 32 total.
It was a 25 DC. Okay, so here's what you get. This is almost certainly a portal to the Shadowfell, a rift between your realm and the Shadowfell. The thing you know for sure, right, is that while this is a place where the planes are intersecting, right, something has torn the veil between the worlds here, right, and this is an intersection point. You are confident, one, that you could physically pass through it and find your way into the realm of shadow. You are also, two, not entirely confident that you will be able to reach back to here should you cross over. It's possible, and the realm of shadow is like if physically you're in a place where you could reach back through this rift, sure, yeah, but it could let you out anywhere, right?
It goes to the Shadowfell. I don't know if we can get back, but I really want to check it out.
I'm not sure that we need Shadowfell to aid Calamity.
This is an opportunity of a lifetime. We could go into another realm. Who knows what's on the other side?
And the price of admission is just one halfling.
Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices to get information that can help us out, all right?
All right, so...
Are you so quick to get rid of your family?
Quick pause, folks.
They exist here.
You hear that yelling and that slamming from above stop. You hear that yelling and that slamming from above stop. At the same time, Solace, as you grabbed Kit, and as you're addressing her as Chalea, her eyes go wild. She looks at you, and then just goes limp. Her eyes roll back in her head, and she falls back over, like just gone boneless. She's collapsing down. You can catch her and keep her from slamming into the ground.
Yeah.
Don't you go boneless.
I've already got her, right? I got her.
You got her, yeah.
And Chalea is also like...
Well, you can see as you're looking at her, that true sight, you see that overlay, kind of sink in a little bit, and Kit be more visible.
Yeah. Someone help me.
You also note on Kit's flesh, over her left eye, there is this like residual pattern, this pattern of tattoos laid out over her eye.
Yeah, it's a good look for you. Yeah, I kind of lay her down on the ground.
Yeah, Zagrin helps. Like, I have her feet.
Yeah,
All of
bring her
our
over there.
negative strength party.
Still can't even pick up.
One limb each.
I'm tiny.
All right, Essie, what are we up to?
Two options here. We can either press forward and take a chance, or we can go back and we can fight. What God only knows what's back there.
I'm not going into the Shadow Realm. Even though I think I'd fare very
shadows.
well. I know, but...
That's literally your thing. What, do you want to go to the light realm?
I would love that. You know I would love that.
This is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
And
We
do
have
we
things
intend
to
to
do here.
put Kit in your bag of holding, or are you carrying her the whole way?
I could try. All right, so are we going back then? What are we doing?
Am I awake yet or no?
Zagrin and Slayus, are y'all doing anything to try and...
Yeah, I'm
wake
trying
Kit
to
up?
jostle her awake.
So, Kit, you come back into reality, right? You come back into reality again, splitting headache. The area in your face around your eye is hot still. It's hot still as you touch it. You can feel your skin almost feels like there's like little like bumps or something around your face. Like you've broken out in hives maybe. And yeah. What do we want to do?
What happened? What's going on?
Chalea took over. She
seemed
almost marched
interested
you
in-
right in there.
Into the
Shadowfell.
So now you just have pressure from our dear friend Essie rather than the spectral traveler in your brain.
What? Are we
It's
being
either-
followed? What about the creature? The Cyclops?
Everything went silent.
Is it because they're all turned stone? They're all petrified?
I don't know, maybe.
Are there any doors in this room other than the one we came in?
Not that you can see,
Okay.
but you could search around on the dais that you're on, and of course there is that big long
Rend
shadow
in
fog,
reality.
shadow fog, and then of course the dais on the far side, and yeah, there's the rent in reality in the fabric of the world that you could always step through.
Do I still feel like a connection to that? Like, still feel.
No, but you do remember vividly what you saw in here before.
That's a portal? Are we going
And it's
through it?
exactly where that statue was before. Exactly.
This is a secret place. What's the plan? Are we leaving? Are we leaving through there? Or are we leaving back the way we came.
I think we should stay here for a few seconds more.
What are
You
we
now
going to
see some.
accomplish?
You now see some light coming down that hallway, or from down that hallway.
Oh no.
We gotta go. We gotta go.
Jason.
And the room
I
lights
say
on fire.
whatever
No,
it
kidding.
is,
That'll be enough.
whatever it is, we can handle whoever's following us.
Yeah, but can we handle the entirety of the Cerberus assembly coming after us?
Do you think it's everyone?
Yeah. You fuck with one Cerberus assembly member, you fuck with them all.
We could wait to see if someone comes down here and go through the portal if it's absolutely necessary.
I don't think I want them seeing who it was. God, I wanna go through this. Come on.
What about
Going into
Calamity?
this- Yeah, if we go into the portal, Calamity's dead.
We can't just leave her.
You don't know that for certain.
She needs our help. She needs our help, Essie.
You seemed very dead set that we must leave by going through that first room we came in. We made a promise to you that we would leave by going back towards those rubbings.
Don't
And I'm
you
not
use
about to
that
break
word
that
against me.
promise.
I mean, I guess we could take a vote. I don't know what you decide then. You figure it out. What are we doing?
I think we should stay if we can. Calamity needs us.
I say we look for another way out of this room. If we can't find it, we hide in it.
I agree.
And then we jump whoever comes down the stairs.
I'll help look around for another exit.
Yeah, me too. We're searching.
Okay, so you're on this upper dais, has two stairs at either side of the room. The east and west sides of the room have two sets of stairs that go down into this shadow fog, right? The platform that you're on is about 10 by 20, right? 10 by 20. So you're on the thin wise towards the door, or whatever, right? Like it's from the back wall to the shadow fog, 10 feet. And it's 20 feet wide. So there's not a lot of places you can hide up on the dais. Now, I'll tell you what, that shadow fog does reach up about 3 feet high. Really good if you want to lay down in it, and people would not be able to easily see you. So
Ever again.
premium hiding spot. With the important caveat that if you move around, it would likely be fairly loud because the floor is covered in bones. The floor is covered in bones. Yeah, and again, you have the far side of the room, which you haven't investigated at all.
Yeah, that's where we're going to investigate now.
But you have to go through the fog to get there,
Through
right?
the shadow fog, yes, absolutely.
That's why I haven't investigated it. I
All
want to
those
get over
brittle
there.
bones.
And there's no way to could I crawl underneath it and get to the other side?
Seleus, are you able
You
to
could absolutely
shadow
crawl
step?
through the shadow fog. no problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could shadow step onto the stairs at the far side. That's just within range.
Mhm.
You would be just a little bit in the fog at the limit of your shadow step.
Oof.
My shadow step is 60 feet.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, you can step all the way across. I thought it was 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
problem.
no.
You can step right to the far side. Easy peasy.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Take me with you.
I
Take the
don't think
rubbings.
I don't think it works like that.
I don't think you should touch the fog. I see.
I don't intend to. Oh, yeah, Essie, don't touch that shit.
Could I? Oh, but I want to touch things. I'm smart. I'm not wise.
Yeah, so Seleus is going to bypass Jesus.
Bypass.
Anyway.
Sorry, you cut out there?
So Seleus is going to bypass both the shadow fog and the bone zone below, and get right to the far side of the platform. So as you do so, Seleus, a couple really notable things. It's probably about 4 degrees colder on this side of the room, right? Like it's cold, and moreover, those whispers are now significant. You hear a number of different voices. One cuts through the others. One cuts through the others, and it is whispering to you in Elvish. Right now, speaking. Selaeus.
What?
Achieve your dream, Selaeus. Come to me.
Who are you?
I am a friend. I can offer you power, Selaeus. The enemies of your nation wither and die before your might. Come, Selaeus. I ask
Selaeus, who are
only,
you speaking with?
Wait a minute.
I ask only a simple gift.
And that is?
Bring me sacrifice, Selaeus, and
Okay.
I will reward
All right.
you.
You can stop right there.
Selaeus! And it gets louder, and you can feel it. You can feel it shake you. Shake you. Strong psychic vibrations.
Question.
I don't
Are we-
react well.
Are we
Wait.
hearing this? All right.
I try and calm myself. I'm like, tuning it out, just kind of like, take my deep breath.
Jack, make me a wisdom saving throw to see if you're going to concentrate on what you're doing. See if you can block it out enough to focus on what you're doing. Otherwise, any skill checks you make will be made at disadvantage.
Okay. 16.
16. Okay. You find that calm, that center within you, and you block out the noise. Block out the noise.
And my eye's still active, right?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm closing it, and then I finally open my eyes, and I start looking at the walls. I'm looking for ways out, remembering the mission, going back.
Roll me an investigation check.
Oh, I'm not very good at investigating.
30 feet isn't enough to get over there without being in the fog.
You could run and jump and do it. Yeah, absolutely.
I got a
30 feet. You can get to the stairs, right, with just your feet in a little bit.
19 investigation.
Okay, Selaeus, the back door on the left, the left of the rift, right, as you're looking at it, the back wall, there is a false wall there. You don't know how to get through, but there is a false wall right there. You can tell there's scrapes on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
It opens in some way. You don't know how, but it opens in some way.
Okay, I'm going to shout out to the others. There's a way out. Or at least a way out of here. And I start looking around for triggers or anything.
Yeah, you start looking around. Essie, what were you gonna do?
I'm going to use my spell or my ring storing to get my second level spell back that I did before. And I said, I can get us all over there if nobody else if you can shadow step and nobody else has any magic, I think I can get us all over to the other side.
Then do
Blaze
it.
already
I
did
found a
shadow
door.
step,
I'm going to run and I'm going to jump and I'm going to try to Misty Step to get over to
Okay.
the other side myself.
Make me an athletics check.
I will have Elspeth fight guaranteed of excellence before I tried this. Ooh, that's really good. 15. No. 16 total.
All right, so you run, you jump, you land on the far side, moving at the stairs just just touching above. You're going forward and you're stumbling a little bit and you're going right towards.
I'm going to do my
this
flash
rift.
of genius to add 5 to that. Give myself a 21.
Yeah, but you are able to definitely duck out of the way and avoid the rift.
Avoid.
You pass right close to it, and you stop yourself against the back wall,
He's
right by
like,
where this
"Oops,
altar is.
I slipped into the rift. Oh, I didn't mean to.
Come get me, guys.
Kit and Zagrin, y'all are still on the far side, and you can hear now. Listen, you can hear the sound of feet, skeletal feet clacking against the stairs, as if a crowd of skeletons is coming through. At the same time, you can see figures begin the shadow pool up above the bone zone, as mentioned before. The wall there, you see these spectral figures begin to phase through the wall and begin to enter the room. And with that, actually, we're going to pause and end for today. So, folks, I hope you've enjoyed.
No.
I hope you've enjoyed episode 32.
My
Nice.
God.
And we'll see you all next week, I believe, unless we're off. Not sure. It's Christmas times. In fact, it's Christmas. Yeah, no, it's Christmas Eve.
It's
you
Christmas.
won't see us next week.
Yeah.
So you won't see us until next year, if I've got that right.
Oh, correct.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
you won't see
God.
us
What a
till
way to
next
end
year.
it.
Sorry about that.
Why?
Leaving it on quite the cliffhanger. But join us next year for episode 33 and to find out what happens with our heroes down in this dungeon. What's coming down the stairs? What's phasing through the walls? And can our heroes open the door and get away before whatever finds them?
And join us on Discord to speculate on all these things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time, everybody. Really appreciate it. Hope you've enjoyed watching. We really enjoyed having you, and we'll see y'all next year. Happy New Year, happy holidays to everybody that's out there watching. Have some good D&D, and let's hope that your heroes don't die.